Hello, basketball coaches and basketball players. My name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to talk to you about a matchup zone defense. So hello everyone, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training. On this channel I show you basketball plays, drills, and skills. So if you like that stuff, hit that like button and subscribe. Very soon, around May, I will be going over to twice-a-day videos, so stay tuned for that. Mornings would be basketball plays and drills, and in the afternoon would be skills. But today I'm going to talk to you about a matchup zone defense and what a matchup zone defense really is. So I'm going to talk to you about it for a bit, and then I'll show you on the clipboard an example. Anyways, a matchup zone defense is when you're playing a zone defense, but you're matching up with a player who is in your zone. Just like a man-to-man defense, you're matching up to that man, but you're staying inside of a zone. So there's a few different ways that you can look at it. You're either playing a man-to-man defense in a certain area, or you're playing a zone, but you're matching up to players who are inside your zone. So those are two different ways that you can explain this to your players, or if you're a player, I hope that makes some sense. If it doesn't, let me go down to the clipboard and let me explain to you what I mean by what a matchup zone defense really is versus a regular zone defense. So in a regular 2-3 zone, as an example, we would have a trap up top. We would have player 5, 3, and 4 guarding in those 3 spots. Now, because we have 3 players out on the perimeter, they would normally be playing in between the post as well as the wing, and then we would have 1 player in the key who is guarding, well, in this case, 2 players. We have a trap up top, however, so that's the benefit to a regular 2-3 zone. Now, in a matchup zone, let's go back to our regular positions in the 2-3. In a regular zone, 2-3 zone, we are guarding these areas. Any of the overlapping areas on the court, for example, these 2 areas, are generally speaking double team spots. Up top, player 2 is guarding this area and player 1 is guarding this area. Now, in a matchup zone, we have player 5 who is in between positions. We have player 3 who is technically basically inside of player 4's position. Same as player 2, if I drew that line a bit bigger, he would be in that location as well. And then we have player 5 who is in both player 4 and 5's position. We have player 4 up top who is in player 1's position. We have player 1 blue up top who is in both player 1 and 2's spot. So how I would recommend guarding this kind of an offense in a matchup zone. So I have redrawn the zones. I would have player 1 guarding player 4 in the high post. I would have player 2 popping up. I would have player 5 moving down to guard player 5 blue. I would have player 4 and 3 moving up to guard players 2 and 3. So now it looks like more of a man-to-man defense or more like a 1-3-1 zone. So that's the other benefit to a matchup zone. But let's say that there's a screen. Player 1 would still come up top. Player 1 would use that screen. Player 1 would just totally switch right off. And if player 4 was rolling, player 2 would go with him until player 5 helped out. And at that point, player 2 would then pop back up top to the top and to the point. Now, if the pass did go down to player 4 red would then cut off player 5 because player 5 red would then be guarding player 4 blue. So there's a lot of switching that has to be involved in this type of zone, but also the fact that it looks very similar to a man-to-man defense will confuse your team. Now, this is a very great defense to run if you're at the high school age or older. Now, there are many other matchup zone defenses as well. There's a 2-3 zone, 1-3-1, 3-2 zone. There's many more as well, and well, there's the triangle and 2, which is technically a matchup zone defense because then you have 2 players playing man-to-man defense, so technically that could be a matchup zone as well, and a box and 1, which is technically a matchup zone in a way as well, depending on the coach that you're talking to. Anyways, I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys again tomorrow for another daily basketball video.